Hello everyone, Hi GPS here. In this video I wanted to talk about the graduation project that I did when I did my data engineer transition, because I had a career change. I went from support to data engineering. It was a very intensive 3-month, very academic, like a third of a bachelor in 3 months, which was a lot, where I learned all about what it means to be a data engineer. And during that project I would never stop talking about, balance mod, the stat database, and everything that we did there, because it's like, relevant for handling data and stuff like that, which has allowed us to get some cool stuff that we don't really use for anything just yet. We do now with like the generation of the manned machines Wikipedia page that just like automatically just creates Wikipedia pages based on the config files that we have. So I thought I'd just go through the presentation we made and talk about it. Like, it was me and 2 other people who weren't really, like, one, he had played TF2 for a while ago, but isn't really a gamer, and another that just doesn't play games at all, like, totally different person. So let's just go through it. So this was the team. I made these in Source Filmmaker. I thought it was funny because she usually wore like a headband and stuff like that. And this is sort of the closest you get to me, right? An engineer with the broom. This is the broom from the janitor, like, thing. And then I made like the template here with like the layouts and stuff that we had. Anyway, so the agenda was that we were just gonna, this was just a page where we talked about what we were gonna do. So we will first introduce ourselves, which I think we did, and then the case and the end product and all that stuff, so we can just continue on from here. So at first I talked about like what TF2 is, and I tried to find like any kind of footage. So like, how can we tell someone what TF2 is in a very limited amount of time that we have? And it's not easy, so I tried just to pick like a still picture and show that there's like a lot of going on, shooting, people blowing up, getting knocked around. This is from like a balance mod session that we had. And like show like, most of the game is about like pushing this bomb into this hole and like it blows up and that sort of thing, right? Then I also talked about the man machine modes that you've probably seen videos of, where you have like some people are like giant robots, others are not, and it's like this big fight with just like lots of stuff happening. And just to give a drop on, like, if you never know anything, like this short little clip will show you some of what like TF2 is and what this mod is. And I talked about like how we have a database that just captures everything that happens. So if you go to stats.bmod.TF, you can see that yourself. So then I presented a case, which is a case that's very common for a lot of non-critical mass communities, which is that we have reduced activity on the servers. And that's kind of a bad thing because it's how casual works. But at this point, just like, I just know nobody's playing because nobody's playing, and like I haven't done anything with the data, but I know when people show up. So the idea was to create some kind of data-driven way to get some insight, as it's called, like get some more information about player behavior. Because right now it's only like up until this point, I've just been like, hosting events in the Discord and in the Steam group, and just people show up, and other times they don't show up, and like I don't like, there's some stuff there that we have the data for that's just invisible to me. So then we used some different stuff here. We used machine learning to predict some stuff, and we had Power BI for visualization, and then we had like, databases and stuff. So here we had a demo, I think. I forgot if we had everything, but like we had some. All right, not a cut at all. So going over the stuff first, the ETL pipeline. That means extract, transform, load. And it's this. So this is sort of like how you visualize how data is moving around, right? So we have the Team Fortress 2 game servers here. And then we have something called a daemon or daemon that runs in Perl. This is this camel. So this server, if you put like log on, like as a command, it will just shout everything that happens. You can specify an IP, and you can just shout to this IP. It's like, this guy killed this guy. We're playing on this map. round is over. This guy deployed Ubercharge, and this all like anything that just happens in the game, it will just shout out with information like who does what. Like high GPS killed Enigmas. It was a great day without the great day part. And then this captures this and just listen, be like, okay. And then it puts it into a MySQL database, which is like a table. So it's like, okay, this guy killed this guy, and then the round was captured. They blocked the capture. They deployed Ubercharge. So it's just like a massive list of just stuff that happened, right? So this is what we have here. And this is what you can see if you go to stats.bmod.TF. You can see this. So this is the extract step. So this is kind of like just like a vacuum that just like sucks in all the data. And then for Discord, I made a Discord bot that goes into the Discord channels and just pulls a lot of chat messages. So it pulls who says something, like the username and what they said and what channel is in. And then we like structure that so you have like a bunch of stuff. And then we also have the Steam group announcement page, which you can access. There's like some command you can get to view it as XML, which is kind of useful if you just want to get the data in. So we get like anytime there's been an event in the Steam group, it's like what date and stuff like that. So we just extracted all of that, just gathered all the data. We didn't do anything with it. We just like, give me everything and show us. And then we did some data exploration in Power BI, which I will show in a little bit. We used SQL and Azure Databricks, which is like this cloud mix of Python and SQL. And we also used Python. And then we transformed the data and we loaded the data into a data mart in Postgres database. It's like sort of like MySQL, but different. Like it's still tables. So we have structured the data a lot because the data that is here is entirely fucking useless when trying to do machine learning. Like if you want to do some predictions on the data you have, it's like how many players are going to show up or something like that. You can't teach a robot to do that unless you've like prepared it for them. And then also you can do some visualization, but there's a lot of noise. So before we did anything, this is what the database looked like, where you have like basically this guitar of just a bunch of tables. And these are tables like kills, chat, map list, deaths, different names, like all these kinds of table, and just all like they're connected through like the Steam ID and other events. So it's like you can get a lot of stuff here. And then we wanted to go for like a star schema, which if you don't know, it's like it makes it easier to find stuff than this spaghetti, right? Yeah, so now I'll talk about the Power BI dashboard. All right, so I got everything set up because my Power BI was in Korean, but we did collect a lot of data. We also did a sentiment analysis of like who is the like most toxic or something, where we like analyzed all the chats, but wasn't really conclusive because like it struggles with context, right? So and also for the visualizations here, it's in the database that I no longer have access to, and I haven't bothered to set it up or use it for anything just yet. But here we can see some data, like we can see player activity, and this is from like a while ago, but you can see like, yeah, this is up to, yeah, the first of, yeah, this is when we had the graduation, so nothing after there. But you can see like which day is most popular, right? And you can see like who connects the most and stuff like that. So this is information that was previously unknown to me. So one thing that was really interesting is that the 2Fort server that we have kind of lives its own life and is actually kind of popular, right? So what was really interesting to me to actually see from this project is this is the amount of sessions that we do based on the game type, right? So you can see that there's like which day people are playing, and you can see like there's like man machines in the blue is like way more popular. And then you can also see like which weekday has the most connections or has like the highest amount of players in a day. So you see like Monday is pretty good, but Saturday is like the day to play from this data. And I thought it was Monday because Monday is the day I've been pushing and I haven't really done much on Saturday, but it showed that was a Saturday. I'm not sure what this is. And then we had like language, like what language is spoken, and this is like all of the messages from the in-game chat, just like gathered, and then we checked like who said what and what it identified as. So you had like mostly Korean, and then second Poland, and I don't know what it is. And then we had like the number of connects and disconnects, and normally you would think like, oh, but a player always connects and disconnects, and it's like, yeah, but maybe not on the same day, because maybe they stay there overnight, so they like you have one more disconnect one day and the other, or maybe if like the server crashes. If the server crashes, nobody disconnects, right? So that was pretty cool to have this data and also like analyze like words. I didn't do that much stuff. I mostly worked on like the pipeline and stuff, so that's more like the Pyro who handled that part. But she used the data that I had prepared, which was pretty cool. Yes. So that was that. That was a player activity and advertisements. We didn't really look at that too closely. Let's go back to it. Let's see. It was this one. Yeah. So here you can see like the different types of advertisements. So you can see like this is the advertisement. Sorry. This is the amount of advertisements we have in the Let's Play channel on Discord, and this is for the server seating. So you can see like balance mod, it's a lot more people in just the Let's Play channel being like, hey, let's play, than people are using the seed command. You can see like seed command is almost exclusively manned machines. And then we look at the Steam group event, and you can see like which day we are hosting events. So you can see like Monday, Thursday, and Sunday are the days we're hosting, right? And then you can also like sort, so you can see like how much it is on one day. So this was actually pretty useful information. I'm not sure if I'm going to use this at all, because I kind of know like, okay, well, we learned that, you know, Monday is a good day because we're advertising a lot. Yeah, there's also like the correspondence between like how much we advertise and how much people show up, right? So you can see like on Sunday we have, or Saturday, we have like way less, but there's more people showing up. It's like we do less advertisement and more people show up than on Monday. So obviously like Saturday's a good day. So that's cool stuff. Being data driven is what that's called. And then there was like machine learning. I didn't really do much of this part. It was like the Pyro that handled this. But basically, like what machine learning is that you just structure data in a way that you have like a model that can learn something and make some predictions. Like you just give it like, this is the data, this is the data, and this is what happened, and we just give you a ton of data, and then you try and make some rule. So it's like, so what happens is like, okay, the map is like, let's say it's like payload. All right, on payload on Monday, this many people showed up this week. And the next week on Monday, this many people showed up. And on this Monday, this many people showed up. And you give it like all these instances of like when thing happens, and then for every day and every instance of stuff happening. And then the machine learning kind of just makes up their own rules and kind of like tries to predict. And then you get like a score that's like, hopefully like above 90%. And then you can predict like, okay, on Monday, if you had a lot of data, let's say we had data for like 10 years, so you could be like, yeah, on Monday, this year we expect this many people because previous years have been this many. Something like that. So we could predict it, and the model was, because the way you do it is that you give it a test set that it just trains on. So it tries to predict and kind of learn stuff. And then you have two parts where it's like, does it actually learn, or does it just remember the answers? That's called, you have underfitting and overfitting. And this happens if you are in school as well. Because have you ever had a test that you're like, this is fucking bullshit, I didn't learn this. This is not what we learned. What that means is you're bad at generalizing. You're basically just learned the tests that you've learned, and then you can't apply that to something else that is similar. So like the foundation of the rules is very hard for you. I mean, of course, it could be that the course sucks, but generally it's overfitting. Happens in games too. Let's say you're like playing a fighting game and you're like, oh, I gotta meet this opponent, so I'm practice against this guy a lot, this character, and then you practice against that character a lot, and then you don't learn the character, you learn the player. And so you can beat that one player, replace that one character, and then you go to like a tournament and you meet someone else that plays completely differently. It's still the same player, but you are only trained to play against one style. So what he does is like to completely catches you by surprise, and you fucking lose. Speaking from experience. Kazuya. Fuck. So yeah, that is the different, the two different ones. So you want like a model that gets most of it right, but doesn't answer all the, like you can keep training a robot until it just memorizes all of the correct answers and guesses correctly. And then you give it something else and it's just like completely wrong. It has no way unless it knows the answers, right? It's like a machine learning thing. Because machine learning isn't as complicated. We didn't do deep learning, but you know. So it was only off by like 2 connections. So it's like we expect 30. And then 32 showed up. It's like, you know, it's kind of close. And it's like, yeah, there's going to be nobody this day. And it's like, 2 showed up. Oh, okay, wrong. And we only had like, I think like over like 120 days of data, which isn't that much. Like you need years and years and years for the robots to generate something good. But yeah, we also tried to see if there's any correlation between the advertisements and the player activity. And there is some correlations, because what we did is that we were able to use the sentiment analysis to figure out, are people toxic or are they nice? I mean, in a very, very rudimentally, like not very elegant. We got a lot of it wrong because we took out some samples and checked, and it's like, oh, this is just wrong, because we're talking about killing people in TF2, and killing is like, haha, I didn't mean to kill you. Positive or negative in a guy that don't know the context? Of course it's going to be negative because it has the word kill, right? But we did see that people are generally nicer to their teammates than when they talk in team chat than when they talk in all chat, which was kind of funny. And it seemed, we tried to see if there's any correlation if there's a good mood, people play longer, or if it's a bad mood, people leave. Like, there's toxicity level and sentiment, like, is it a good vibe or is it a bad vibe? And I think it was pretty inconclusive because we didn't really know what we were doing. Yeah, so this is what we did. We used Kanban, which is like a sticker note. I'm working on this, and you just put it through the process. Let's see here. Yeah, this is just not very interesting, I think. All the stages we planned. So what I learned is that cleaning data is what you spend the most time on. Just getting the data into a format that makes sense. This is what, like, I use this experience to create the Wikipedia pages that we generate that has some files. So we take something that looks like this, which is a format that doesn't really exist because like this is before JSON, so this is like Valve's old format. Normally you would have like commas and stuff here. So we have to like make our own parser for this. This is after the graduation project, by the way. This is fairly recent. And then it takes this and looks at all the files like that's in like a folder. This is all the files we use. Like we run this many plugins that just does a lot of stuff where you get all the attributes and you transform them, because when you start, the program doesn't know what weapon this is. So I have to go get the number and the ID and look up, okay, 308, what name is that? And stuff like that. Just a huge pain in the ass, because that's on a web page, and the web page is not structured like this. It looks another way. So it takes this and generates it into this Wikipedia page here. So this is Luck and Larry, the same guy. And you can see like, it looks quite nice. You know, you can see like, it can't be that hard to turn this into this. And it's like, well, you can see there's a lot of stuff missing. Like we don't have the sounds. There's a couple of like other attributes that's like missing, like the remove weapon slots. We don't say here that we remove weapon slots, right? And also, if you look at the Wikipedia code, if we look at the source, you can see like these are not the same. These are vastly different ways of structuring some data. And this also has links to all the other robots in different classes and stuff. So there's a lot of work that goes into just taking data, transforming, cleaning, cutting away shit you don't need, adding in stuff you need, and stuff like that. So this project definitely helped me do that, so you guys can not read the wiki and just ask me what the stats are anyway. Which is kind of cool. So the next steps for my project, because they kind of like go off and do their different things now, so I'm back to just being just me. Tracking more data. Yeah, because we're gonna be adding win rates and pick rates and stuff for man-machines robots, and improving data capture. Because I will be making the stuff that we are to capture, so I'll make it in a way that's easy to work with. And we got a big laugh. So yeah, that was my presentation. A bit longer than it was. I think it was like 20 minutes or something. But yeah, that's pretty cool. I thought I wanted to share that with you guys. Schedule's still very busy with everything I do with a new job that's in another city. So I have to travel pretty far, so there's not as much time as before, and I also prioritize other stuff. But I will make videos when I can, and hope to see you around. Be sure to join the Discord if you were new to this, and creds to you for sticking around. If you stuck around, be sure to like and subscribe, and also say GPS bald, haha, dumb in the comments to make sure that you really, really made it in the end. Take care, guys.